Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Afzal from Myro Farms Garden Center. A lot of people have started buying spray pumps, disinfection pumps for disinfecting and sanitizing their homes and offices. So let us discuss more about this today. Today we have here in front of us a few types of pumps that are now being frequently used for disinfection purposes. These pumps were originally, we used to sell these pumps for agriculture purposes, for spraying pesticides and fertilizers on your plants. But nowadays, all these pumps are mostly sold for the sake of sanitization and disinfection on your countertops, on your staircases, railings, everything else. So let's talk about how to use this and what are effective ways of actually disinfecting your home or office. Most of the pumps that you will buy in the market are of similar type. This is a very basic spray pump, and this action, it's a new pump. So this is a trigger action pump. Effective, not bad. It's a good starting pump to buy if your disinfection needs are not too much. It's a simple type of pump. You fill in water, you fill in disinfectant. We'll talk about what type of disinfectant to use. You fill in water, disinfectant up to the site, not too much. Tighten it, and that's it. You begin spraying. You sanitize your surfaces, you can sanitize your hands and use it for similar purposes. Then we move on to the other type of models. This too is a 1 liter pump, and this is a pressure sprayer, which means that you need to fill in the water, fill in the disinfectant, and then pump it to build up the pressure inside. Once you do that, you spray. Now I haven't kept any water in this. We will see it in this one. This is a similar pressure sprayer, but this is of a 2 liter capacity. So basically what capacity you use completely depends on how much surface you need to sanitize or disinfect on a daily basis. This is what a typical spray pump looks like inside. Now some of these pumps actually have an extra washer kit inside. Some have, some don't. And usually these parts don't get spoiled too often. So it's always better to have one. If you don't have, don't sweat it. It's completely okay. So usually these washer kits will be inside the pump. So check if they're inside, just take them out. Fill in water only till about this much or where there's a mark. Fill in the disinfectant liquid as per the instructions. Close it. Build in some pressure. Now you want to pump this until you feel a little resistance, and that's it. You don't want to spray, you don't want to build up pressure too much, because that will actually, you know, loosen the seal of this thing, and in some cases for pumps like these may also damage the pump. Now what you do is you just spray. Now by just simply twisting the nozzle, you can actually adjust of how much water you want coming in. Like this is a really fine mist, and this is basically a straight line. So for the purpose of disinfection and sanitization, you want a fine mist. The finer it is, the easier it is to sanitize equipment and surfaces. Now when I say equipment, I don't mean electronic equipment. Be extremely careful with that. I have come across a lot of people who tell us that, you know, I want to spray it on my computer and all that. We'll get to that bit a little later. So more or less I've shown you how these pumps work, and moving on to what type of disinfectants to use. Now what type of disinfectant really depends on which area you are disinfecting, whether it is indoors or whether it is outdoors. If you are disinfecting an outdoor area, then you can use chemicals. You can use a bleaching powder chemical, you can use bleach, diluted version as per the instructions, or you can also use sodium hypochlorite, which is also a type of bleach. It is highly recommended that you do not use chemicals like these inside your house or inside the office. Although on staircases and railings, on doorknobs, these can be used with care. So what do you use inside the house? It's a, it's a very safe bet to use something that you have been using regularly, something like Lysol. And Lysol has been used very often by a lot of people, and Lysol on its website also mentions that it has been proven to kill bacteria and previous types of viruses like the H1N1, and we won't go in that detail, but you can find all those details on their websites. But Lysol and say Dettol, these are safe disinfectants to use in your home. The brand isn't necessary, but you can actually go with these type of companies which have a history of making disinfectants suitable for this type of need. Now, a lot of people want to use sanitizers like these. These sanitizers are really meant for sanitizing hands, and but can you use these sanitizers to actually disinfect and sanitize other surfaces? The answer is yes, but you should not spray them, because if you're spraying them on electronics and other objects, there might be a fear of electrocution, and you end up spoiling the product. So basically what you do is, if you want to clean something, if you're not using a disinfectant, then you might want to put this on a little bit of tissue paper or napkin and then probably sanitize. Like for keys, what I do is I put a little bit on tissue paper and then I clean my keys with it. You could do that, or you could simply outside our house we have a small table wherein we come and put our keys and wallet and stuff like that, and then we spray a mix of Lysol and water, a very diluted version. How much to mix Lysol, Dettol will be mentioned on the product, and you should follow those guidelines. And then we spray those on our keys and wallets and everything, leave them for a while, top and bottom we spray them, and then we get them inside the house. That's a safe way of disinfecting your home and office. I think we have covered most of it as to how to disinfect and sanitize. And these pumps, you have pumps bigger than these. You have 5 liters, 8 liters, 16 liters, 20 liters. You have them in various sizes. Then you have electric, you have battery operated, you have petrol and all that. But these are the ones most commonly used for homes and offices and can be easily used by anyone. It's not difficult, it's very handy, can be used by ladies, men, everybody. It's extremely simple. And if you already don't have a pump, I strongly suggest that you get one. It becomes very easy for you to disinfect and sanitize objects and surfaces in your home and office. Now, moving on to the maintenance of these pumps. The maintenance of these pumps is actually quite simple. What you have to do is, whenever you're using any chemical or disinfectant liquid, you make sure that you actually use the amount of liquid that will be sufficient for that very day, so that you end up actually emptying your spray pump every time. Now that's ideal. You can actually keep the liquid in the spray pump for a couple of days, that's fine. But to increase the life of your pump, it's better that you mix the amount of liquid as much as required for that very day. So what you do is, every time you use, you'll basically pump it, and then you will spray it, disinfect the area. And once you're done, it's most important to release the pressure. So basically, when you're using this, there's some pressure in this. Now once what we do to release the pressure is simply we just open this, loosen it. Do you hear that? You want the pressure to come out. Once the pressure comes out, you can just simply, if there is disinfectant liquid in the pump and you don't want to throw it away, you can just leave it in here. After taking out the pressure, tighten it and keep it. But if the liquid is over, if there is no liquid, then you will open it, you will wash it with water, You'll wash it, you'll nicely rinse it, keep it upside down, let it dry, and then screw it back and keep it aside. That's all you have to do. It's actually that simple. And you don't want to leave any disinfectant, pesticides, or fertilizers in the pump for too long, because that will damage the internal pipes of the pump, and that will also affect your spraying capacity. I hope we have covered everything in this video. If you have any questions, we will be happy to answer, and please post it in the comments down below. And hope you like this video. Do subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a new video. Thank you for watching. This is Afzal from Myro Farms.